Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of One Take. So, have you ever heard somebody say, I'm not very good at math, or I'm not really good at science when a question comes up, or a scenario, or whatever the case may be? But you've never actually heard somebody say, I'm bad at English. Now, obviously, we're talking to people that speak English, or about people that speak English as a first language. If you're somebody else that speaks, say, Spanish as a first language, sub in Spanish for that. All right. We're open to all things here at One Take. But the reality is that it's really interesting when you think about it that way. We are at times so easy to say, I'm not very good at this, these two hypercritical things, but we never say that we're not at the other. Why is that? It's all about identifying identity with words. If we think about it, historically or typically, those that claim to be really good at math are mathematicians. Those that claim to be really good at science are scientists or teachers of either one, which would qualify them for the both, I would think. And yet, because if we speak English as a first language, we don't want to say we're bad at English because then we kind of think we suck because there are certain stigmas, statuses, whatever word you want to use that are associated with the words that we say, which is why how we view ourselves and how we identify ourselves can either be our greatest asset or our own personal prison. Are we limiting ourselves with the words that we're saying or that we're not using to describe ourselves? Or are we leaving ourselves open? If you run every day, if you run miles, if you've done races, if you've done marathons, half marathons, you name it, but you don't call yourself a runner, you just say, I run because you don't think you're qualified to call yourself a runner because you're not getting paid for it. You're not winning races. You're not fast. You're not an Olympian, whatever. Are you limiting yourself? I think so. Soccer, same way. If you're playing that all the time, if you played it for years and you just say, I just play soccer instead of I'm a soccer player, I think you're limiting yourself. Think about how we get people to help us. It's much easier to get someone to help you if you say, especially young people, kids, if you say, hey, I need a helper. Will you be my helper? As opposed to, hey, will you help me clean this up? Now, that is the difference because even kids can see we're taught from a young age the image, the impression, the glory, if you will, that comes with certain words and titles. And yet we're so quick to not give ourselves credit for our own titles when we deserve them. It's because we think that one, we're either not qualified for it, or two, it puts us out there and it makes us vulnerable and we could fail. We can make mistakes. Think about it like the little league player that I can't get to call the damn ball when it's a pop up, but they go and catch it anyway. Because if they say, hey, it's mine, then they're committed to that. They're committed to the responsibility of that. Whereas if they don't say anything, but they still do it, it's more of a side glory thing with no risk. So, what are you limiting yourself because you're not risking yourself? You're not calling yourself what you are. How much better could you be as a runner if you thought of yourself as a runner and not just as somebody that runs? How much better of a soccer player would you be if you considered yourself a soccer player and not just someone that plays soccer? It's so much a mental game sometime. But just think back to the simple thing. I'm not good at math. Never say I'm not good at English. Think about it. Think about the words you use for others and for yourself. This is One Take. Make it a great day. Make it a great week. Take care.